喂
喂
喂，
喂，快，通了！喂，听得见吗？
我听得见。
哦，那个新年快乐，微微。
新年快乐。
So well performed. Um, but I think it does a really good job of telling the story of being at a crossroads in your life and knowing that um, you could you have this path that's been laid out for you and that's been set for you that you didn't necessarily choose for yourself. It was chosen for you, and now you have this opportunity to veer off to a different path that's going to drastically change your life in so many different ways. And it's scary but also exciting. um, but for her, there's also this added layer of, now I have to tell my parents who are so strict, my parents who are overbearing, my parents who don't understand me, who have, are expecting me to come home. And you can see her struggling with it. You can see the parents struggling with it. And I just think it's something that a lot of young people have to face. And it's like a very daunting thing to do, to accept for yourself, but then also have the people who love you the most and are the most impactful in your life also accept it and understand it. So I really liked the concept of this. Again, I thought it was really well performed. It was very realistic. It was very true to life. There was nothing very like acty about it. It just felt like real.
I like the theme of living as an international student. That's something that I can definitely relate to. And I think the themes and the topics were sort of spot on, especially with kind of comparing with what the girl's going through and then sort of how the parents are influencing that and how at times stressful it can be to have these sort of um, chains, if you will, or obligations rather to your parents, especially if you're so far away. And I like also the introduction of the sort of immigrant parents, or not immigrant parents, people who have immigrated, and people who come from different cultures, and the cultural obligations and the cultural struggles that come with being from a different culture, but then also having to sort of still and living in a different culture, but then also having to still fulfill your cultural obligations, which is what is introduced with the parents. And I think that was very well done. Um, I like the theme of the sort of strict helicopter parent, if you will, introduction, and that's very common with a lot of uh, kids who immigrate from different countries.
It all revolves around this one girl in this one room, but she's dealing with the whole conflict with her family overseas and then trying to get a new job. And she's kind of torn between worlds and trying to make things work. And it's a lot for, one person in one room with a computer to be going through. So that's very good that we get such a big and complete story here. But that was been able to be told in this way that was achievable. So great job with that. The actress and the actors involved all did a great job. It was a nice script. It was well directed. It was well edited, and and it had meaning. It had a good meaning to it, which is really resounding with me right now. So great job on that.
It was acted brilliantly. I think that she did such an amazing job, and the voiceovers of both of the parents, I think that they did fantastic too. The story was so relatable, I think everybody kind of has those moments with, their mom and dad, and I loved the way that the music followed the emotion of the piece and what was going on and how the emotions were changing about it. So yeah, the cinematography was great in this. I loved the camera angles. They found some really creative and cool camera angles, and I thought that it was well edited.
Really strong film. I thought it was super well done. This film tells, an emotional story, and every element of the filmmaking is just so well done in terms of lending itself to that drama and to that emotion. The acting is great. The performances are super believable and vulnerable and filled with emotion. The conflict and the dynamic between the parents and the daughter is very engaging and very rich. I love how the film tells this whole story, this whole emotional journey in one contained setting. And the sound design with the traffic sound effects and everything is really well done too.
I think this short film is very relatable to a lot of young girls. I think almost every woman or young woman has been on the phone with somebody who won't get off, or a video call when you can feel your period coming. They won't come off and you know what's about to happen. That alone started making this show very relatable, and then the way it was expressed, how this young woman is not wanting to disappoint her parents, but at the same time wanting to be free. It's definitely a struggle that a lot of kids feel in college, because you're still very much a child, but you're trying to break free at the same time because you're aware you're an adult. And it's the struggle to break free and decide if it's really what you need to do. If you should still listen to your parents, or if you should be your own self as an adult. And I wish I could tell the creators of this, since they are students, it's an easy answer, but it's not. It's something that they'll have to figure out on their own, standing up when it's right for them.